Room.
Zoom.
Hello. Did you miss us? It's been 3 weeks, and welcome back to talking about how very tired we are.
No, Maddie, this is an F1 podcast, but we are very tired.
Life is tiring.
Tell me about it. There were bats in my house. I had to get a rabies vaccine. My grandmother died. I hope you all had a much better Formula One summer break than I did. I hope there were no bats in your homes, and I hope all of your grandmothers are alive and well. The last race we had was the Hungarian Grand Prix, and if you missed it, Maddie and I put in our predictions as we always do. So we're going to go over those now and then move forward and look into our predictions for the Dutch Grand Prix, which is this weekend. To start, Maddie, how did your Hungarian GP predictions turn out for you?
It was really close and going in my favor with Charles Leclerc getting P2, but then it just went full topsy turvy and suffering. I don't want to say suffering. I do think Oscar at least still Oscar still okay. Oscar still did podium. Lando still podium, so I did get 2 points from that. I'm so proud of George, but at the same time, how dare.
He really ruined that for you, and I'm sure that was personal. I'm sure he meant to.
Everyone who just ruined my podium, how dare. Just George Russell, how dare times two. Lando Norris, how dare times 100. Just how dare. Oscar, you're fine, baby. I'm just glad you're on the podium. But enough about me. Julia, how did it go for you?
I'm so glad you asked. It actually went very well for me. So I had predicted Lando Norris P1, Oscar Piastri P2, and Max Verstappen P3. Obviously, my P3, it was not correct. That should have been George Russell, but my P1 and P2 are correct for the first time ever. So I really maximized my points this weekend. Got 4, which means that I am finally making a little bit of an indent into Maddie's lead. I just got to keep up the progress, and I'll catch her in no time.
So this brings us to this weekend. That's right, F1 is back, along with some exciting news that Julia and I will talk about in our next podcast regarding Cadillac. But we are focusing on our predictions for the Netherlands Zandvoort. Zandvoort. Zandvoort.
Yay! So Zandvoort is the Dutch track. It is in the town of Zandvoort, which is actually on the ocean. It's on the North Sea. I've been there. I've swum on the beaches there. There's lots of jellyfish. So sometimes sand does make its way onto the track. Fun fact. The weather this weekend is, it looks currently very rainy on Friday and potentially Saturday. And then Sunday has a much lower chance of rain, sitting at around 20 to 30%. And it might be primarily a little bit later on in the day. So we'll have to wait and see if that means it is going to be a wet race or not. Historically, the Dutch Grand Prix, it is Max Verstappen's hunting ground as his home race. Once it, rejoined the calendar, he won every single race up until last year when it was won by Lando Norris, who, that was kind of like the first display of real McLaren dominance last year when he won by like 20 or so seconds. So Lando fans are going to be hoping for a repeat of that. Max fans are hoping for a redemption arc. I'm just hoping for a race that doesn't make me want to cry.
That's so fair. After everything you've been through for this past 3 week break, you deserve it. The racetrack, in my opinion, does look like me when I try and flex my non-existing guns. But it's like that. Anyway, Julie and I are working really hard on not getting sidetracked. That's our F1 New Year 2024 10 race left resolution. Um, Tell us later. Are you doing the cat's eye gap app?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I thought when you first did this. I was like, I know what you. Anyway, it's not going so well. Um, But thank you for that forecast, Julia. Going into it, we are going to make our predictions. Starting with Julia. I'm going to go easy with you. I'm not going to make you go backwards. I'll start at number 1 because you've had a rough 3 weeks. So please enlighten me. Who's going to get P1?
I had time to prepare for this, and I still didn't put any thought into who I think is going to get P1. I think realistically, it is not a very hot weekend, so teams are going to be a little bit more level than the hot races where McLaren has a definite advantage. It might be raining, which means that any number of things can happen. I'm not going to put Max because I'm not going to jinx him like that for his home race. So that leaves me with Charles.
I was ready to jump in with no one. All right, we got Charles P1. Way to jinx the sad boy.
Yeah, his car's gonna break again. I don't know why I said that.
Anyway, P2.
P2 Lando.
All right, P2, we have Lando and P3. Who do we got for P3?
I'm gonna put Oscar.
Oscar. All right, you heard it here, folks. That's it.
Thank you for that, Maddie. Now it's your turn. P1.
Lando
Who's it gonna be?
Norris. Oh, I'll let you finish the question. Oh, okay. See, y'all, I told we're trying to zip zoom. So we got P1 Lando Norris for me, a P2 Oscar.
And a P3.
I know it won't be so, but like I have 10 races left with him unless confirmed otherwise. So I'm going to put Yuki Tsunoda.
I'll accept it, man. I'll accept it. Anything could happen if it's raining. We could have a 5-car pileup at the beginning of the race.
That's true. Hopefully Red Bull has now that the Hornet Nest is gone, Red Bull is fixed the second seat. Who said that? Anyway, that has been our predictions. Watch the race to see how it does. What? I don't like closing. Julia, take it away.
Anyway, those were our predictions for the Dutch Grand Prix this weekend. Please let us know what your predictions are, how you think ours are going to turn out, and return next week to see what happens next. This has been 17 to 1. Bye.